The industry you choose to join can have a profound impact on your career and even on your life. Knowing that, why should you join or stay in the payment industry? In the next minutes, I will share with you the 7 reasons why you should join or stay in the payment industry. Hi, my name is John Paul. I'm a payment enthusiast and author of an acclaimed book about the SEPA credit transfer. I have over 16 years of experience in the payment industry and I'm still in love. In this video, I will share 7 reasons with you. 7 reasons why you should join or stay in the payment industry. Let's begin with the first one. The first reason is that the payment industry is dynamic and offers exceptional career opportunities. Payment systems are indispensable to our lives as individuals and to the smooth functioning of the society. Almost everyone is a payment service user or will become one. The more people we have on this planet, the more payment service users we will have. That is as simple as that. Everyone needs to pay. Payment service providers are constantly looking for highly skilled and motivated people to serve their customers in many different fields. And this creates interesting career opportunities. Even during the COVID time, many people I know and that work in the payment industry were able to change their jobs with a pay raise. And this was not possible in many other industries. If you join an industry with little growth, your career will not develop quickly, not because of you, but because of the sluggish business sector with little or no perspective you are in. You will work harder and stay at the same place. Your career will not move on. You may learn new skills, but you won't see the difference on your paycheck. Not because of you, but because you choose the wrong industry. And when the pandemic will hit the world, you will get into trouble financially if you are not in an industry that makes the difference in people's life, an industry that matters. Yes, the pandemic hit the payment industry, but not in the extent it hit other sectors. And when economic activity picks up, and it will, payment volumes will increase, and so the payment business, as payments are intrinsically linked to the economy and trade. If you just completed your studies and are looking for a sector to join, or you are not happy with what you do today and want to make a change in your career, then you should seriously consider the payment industry. And of course, if you are already in, then you should stay. Among other things, for the reason number 2. The second reason why you should join or stay in the payment industry is that payment knowledge enables to easily build rapport to other people. Everyone must pay. That is why when you talk about payments, people can easily connect with, even if they don't work in the payment industry. It is therefore easier to build rapport and have a conversation. It's something that has happened to me several times at a lunch or dinner table. Someone starts the conversation with a typical question like, "What are you doing in life?" Some of my friends are in businesses that are great, but they are not easy to explain, and it is really difficult to build a conversation around. In general, people move on pretty quickly to the next person on the table if what you do is not of interest for them. But things are different when you say you work in the payment industry and start to talk about cards, credit transfer, direct debits, or cryptocurrency. People become very curious and start asking a lot of questions. And I like that because I'm interested in people and I want to help as many as possible to understand things about payments and solve their problems. People appreciate when you explain to them how not to become victims of a check fraud or any other payment scam, how digital wallets work, and how they can use it. So, are you interested in people in general? And do you enjoy talking and having a conversation? Then the payment industry can provide you many topics to start a conversation and build rapport with people. And that can really make the difference in some situations. Now let's move to the reason number 3. The payment industry enables you to have an impact. When you work in the payment industry, you can have an impact on a significant number of people. And what you do matters. Many don't think about it, but payment systems implemented by corporations and banks impact a lot of people. Major financial institutions serve millions of customers and corporations. And if you are part of a project to implement a system processing those payments, just imagine the impact your work can have. Not many industries provide the opportunity to do something that can impact the life of so many people. Have you heard that a payment got lost? Probably no. When you go to the e-banking portal of your bank and initiate a payment instruction, the idea that it might not reach the beneficiary does not even cross your mind. And that is a good thing. People trust payment service providers and the payment systems. They know that when a payment is initiated, that payment will reach the destination. Could you imagine how things would be if people were concerned about using payment services because the systems were not reliable? If yes, then you can see the impact that you may have on the lives of many, many people. And even if people don't think about it, it is far from being negligible. As payment professional, you can impact the life of thousands and millions of people with the solution that you implement. And that makes the payment industry pretty appealing. But there are other reasons to join and stay in the payment industry. We are moving to the reason number 4. Payments and payment systems rely heavily on technology and telecommunication systems. Therefore, if you are passionate about technology or telecommunication, then the payment industry is for you. Technological innovation is one of the most important drivers in the evolution of payment. The way we make payments have undergone several changes during the years. The current payment methods are powered by cutting-edge technology, biometric authentication, artificial intelligence, analytics, security, and cryptography, just to name a few. It is really not easy to keep the pace. And new things come up frequently. Recently, digitization of payments made the headlines because of the coronavirus pandemic. The levels of digitization are variable in different countries, but there is still a lot of work to do all over the world, and this will create immense opportunities in the years to come. Corporations and banks use telecommunication networks and specific communication protocols to exchange payments information. In fact, one of the largest telecommunication networks in the world is called SwiftNet. It was created to transport financial messages in a secure and standardized way from one party to another in the same or in different countries. Other telecommunication networks exist at national or regional levels. Telecommunication therefore plays a crucial role in the payment industry, and that is not going to change in the years to come. So if you are passionate about technology or telecommunication, then the payment industry is for you. The 5th reason why you should join or stay in the payment industry is simply that you never get bored. You never get bored. After over 16 years in banking and payments, I keep learning new things. If you choose to join or stay in the payment industry, you will always have something new to learn. There's always something. You will never get bored. There are so many areas and so many things you can do in payments. There are domestic payments, car payments, international payments, cryptocurrencies, and traditional payment types like the check or the bill of exchange. Even if you begin in payments today, you will probably not work on each of these payments types during your entire career. And even if you work on a specific instrument, you will hardly work on the entire value chain because there are so many links in the chain, starting with the end customers, continuing with the payment service providers and financial institutions, and moving the way up to the payment market infrastructures. We never get bored in payments. Now, let's think of the payment services users. Who are they? Well, there are mainly two types of payment service users: consumers and businesses. And from these two types, we can derive four quadrants or four categories of payments: consumer to consumer payments, consumer to business payments, business to consumer payments, and business to business payments. Each category presents different challenges, and it is exciting to address these challenges for one of many categories when you work on payments projects. So join the payment industry and you will never get bored. Now we reach the reason number 6, the reason why I choose personally to stay in the payment industry. That reason may surprise you because it comes from the word payment itself, or precisely from the verb to pay. Do you know the original meaning of the verb to pay? To pay comes from the Latin word Pacare, which means to pacify. What a noble goal, to pacify. Many scholars believe it probably originated from the ancient tradition of a guilty party paying the victims of the misdeed to prevent a bloody revenge. Today, we use this verb to purchase goods or services for an amount agreed to represent their perceived value. In other words, to pacify the vendor to avoid legal proceedings. How do you feel after paying your debt? How do you feel after receiving your salary? We all feel released after paying a debt. And we are all happy when we see a credit on our bank account. On the contrary, how would you feel if your salary was not there on time? Or how would you feel if you were unable to pay your debt, even if you had the money? Personally, I would feel awful and terrible. And I think many of you will feel the same. But fortunately, this does not happen. Payments reach their destination in the vast majority of times. Can you see the influence you have on people's life when you work in the payment industry? When I discovered that to pay means to pacify and thought about it, I decided to stay in the payment industry. I do not know many industries where you help people to pacify. And if you join the payment industry, you will contribute to that noble goal: peace of mind for payment service users and peace among people to some extent. Are you still hesitating? If you are, then I will certainly have you with the next and last reason. The reason number 7 is the following. It has never been so easy to understand payments. Before, it was hard to find the correct information on payments. It was hard to find a good book, hard to find a good teacher. Personally, it took me 5 years, 5 precious years to start enjoying the payments topics. I had to go through many pains and frustrations. It was difficult to find good and relevant information. So, my romance with the payment industry was difficult before we really fell in love. But that is history. And I want to help as many people as possible to avoid the pain and start enjoying the payment industry from day one. Today, you can master the payment topics and become an expert in payments in a very short time, in few weeks or months. It is easier than ever to learn payments and bring a contribution that matters. Thanks to my blog and interactions with people all around the world, I have developed an approach, a method to teach payments that can help you in any country, anywhere in the world. It can help you to become highly skilled in payments in a very short time. To see the proof, just watch the next videos that we are going to publish on this page. They will contain concise and extremely valuable information for payments professional or people who want to become payments professional. In these videos, we'll address domestic and international payments. You will find content and methods that are useful to payments professionals no matter where they live. My team and myself are looking forward to sharing that unique content with you. Information that will help you save precious time and avoid frustration. It has never been so easy to understand payments. If you found this video valuable, please post a comment below and tell me which reason among the 7 is the best for you. And if you are in the payment industry, please tell me for which reason you are in and why you love that industry. Your comment will really be appreciated. Thank you in advance and see you in the next video on domestic payments.